Here's a psychology fact you're not ready for. When a woman hugs you differently than other men, your brain immediately wants to romanticize it. But most of the time, the real reason has nothing to do with love and everything to do with how she subconsciously categorizes you. And if you've ever replayed a hug in your head, wondering why it felt warmer, tighter, or longer than usual, this harsh psychology fact is going to hurt a little. Psychologists call this emotional calibration, and once you understand it, you'll see why your relationships, your confidence, and even your self-respect are shaped by tiny behaviors you usually ignore. Your brain doesn't read words first, it reads patterns, and hugs are one of the strongest nonverbal signals the human brain processes. But here's where it gets even worse. Most men think a different hug means attraction. That's the biggest mistake. Here's the dark truth psychology doesn't sugarcoat. Women don't express closeness equally. They adjust physical affection based on how they perceive your value, safety, status, and emotional role in their life. Not your intentions, not your fantasies, her perception. And this next part explains why so many men get confused, attached, and emotionally stuck. When she hugs you differently, it's because your brain has been assigned a specific category in her mind. This happens because the human brain simplifies social relationships to reduce emotional risk. Your mind thinks, this feels special, but the reality is it might be familiarity, comfort, or emotional utility. If that hit you, good. It means you needed it. Let's break this down slowly, because most people stop at surface-level advice and never understand what's actually happening. There are different types of hugs, and each one sends a very specific psychological signal. A quick, polite hug is social politeness. A side hug is boundary enforcement. A long, lingering hug is emotional bonding. But here's the part nobody wants to admit. Emotional bonding does not automatically mean romantic desire. Psychology says women often hug men they feel emotionally safe with more deeply than men they desire sexually. Why? Because desire creates tension, comfort dissolves it, and the female brain is highly sensitive to emotional risk. Here's the painful part. If she hugs you like a best friend, your brain releases oxytocin and dopamine, making you feel connected. Her brain releases calm and security, not attraction. Two completely different chemical reactions. But here's where it gets even worse. Most men mistake emotional access for romantic progress, and that's how they slowly talk themselves into the friend zone without realizing it. Your brain chooses the story that feels good over the truth that would force change. That's basic psychology. Let's talk about why hugs are so powerful. Touch bypasses logic and goes straight to the limbic system. That's the emotional control center of the brain. It's why one hug can undo hours of rational thinking. When she hugs you, your brain isn't analyzing her intention, it's reacting to sensation, warmth, and perceived closeness. But here's the truth you've been avoiding. Her body language is about her emotional needs in that moment, not your long-term value to her. If she hugs you tightly when she's sad, stressed, or overwhelmed, psychology calls this emotional regulation. You are a stabilizer, a safe place, not necessarily a desired partner. Most people don't realize this, but your brain has been lying to you about what intimacy actually means. Let's go deeper. There are three main psychological reasons a woman hugs one man differently than others. The first is emotional safety. If she feels you won't judge her, pressure her, or escalate things, her body relaxes around you. Relaxation feels like closeness, but attraction often includes tension, uncertainty, and anticipation. The second reason is emotional investment. If she has shared secrets, fears, or vulnerabilities with you, her body mirrors that closeness through touch. This is bonding, not seduction. The third reason is subconscious role assignment. This is the most dangerous one for men. Her brain may see you as the listener, the supporter, the emotional anchor, and once that role locks in, it's incredibly hard to escape.
Most people stop here, and that's the biggest mistake, because understanding the reason is useless if you don't understand the consequence. Here's the consequence psychology warns about. When you accept a role without challenging it, the brain reinforces it. Every hug that feels special but goes nowhere trains her mind to see you as non-threatening and non-sexual. And this next part explains why your life hasn't changed yet. Men who stay confused stay passive, and passivity kills attraction faster than rejection ever could. Here's the wake-up slap. If she hugs you differently, but never shows jealousy, curiosity about your dating life, or fear of losing you, your brain is filling in gaps her behavior never confirmed. If that hit you, good. So what do you do instead of overanalyzing hugs? Psychology says attraction grows from polarity, not comfort alone. Polarity means emotional contrast, mystery, direction, self-control. If you want to break this cycle, start with one mental shift. Stop interpreting her behavior as a signal and start observing her patterns as data. Here's the mental trick that actually works. Ask yourself one question and be brutally honest. Does her behavior move things forward, or does it keep things exactly where they are? If it keeps things the same, your brain needs to stop romanticizing it. Now let's go even deeper, because there's another layer most people never talk about. Here's a psychology fact you're not ready for. Women are more physically affectionate with men they don't feel pressured by. Pressure triggers defense. Safety triggers openness. If you're always available, always listening, always emotionally present, her nervous system relaxes, and relaxation is not arousal. Your brain wants to believe being nice creates attraction, but psychology shows attraction is created by perceived value, not emotional labor. But here's where it gets even worse. When a woman senses that a hug means more to you than it does to her, she subconsciously pulls back emotionally while increasing physical comfort to keep balance. That's why some hugs feel intimate, but nothing ever progresses. And this next part explains why letting go is so powerful. When you stop needing the hug to mean something, your energy changes. Detachment raises perceived value. Calm confidence creates curiosity, and curiosity is the doorway to attraction. If that made you uncomfortable, that's good. So here's your real takeaway. Don't chase meaning, build presence. Don't decode hugs, decode consistency. Attraction is shown through effort, not moments. If you want to change how she sees you, change how you see yourself first. Stop settling for emotional crumbs disguised as intimacy. Because the harsh truth is this: the hug itself isn't the message, the role she's assigned you is. And once you understand that, you stop being confused and start being respected.
Yep.
Perdiendo la concentración. You there! Would you be interested in some friendly competition? I've come all the way north from Mexico to challenge a real American gunslinger. You desgraciado! What are you doing? I'm gonna enjoy killing you, cocksucker!